Hey friends, my name is Becky, this is Acre Homestead, and I'm glad you're in my garden with me today because today we are going to be harvesting and curing some garlic. I'm thrilled to be able to get this garlic out of the ground. I planted over 500 heads of garlic. I'm not exactly sure how many, but I have both softneck, hardneck, and elephant garlic, and we're going to pull them out of the ground today and we're going to see how well I did. This is my first year growing garlic, so let's go ahead and get into the harvesting and then I'll show you how we're going to cure it. Curing is for long-term storage of fresh garlic, but I also have 4 other preservation methods that we're going to do with this garlic, but those will be for another video. What I did to this garlic bed to prep this area for garlic harvest was I took the irrigation off this bed. You want your soil to be very dry when you harvest your garlic because you don't want moisture holding around the bulb, because you want it to cure and dry properly so that it doesn't rot. So it's been over a week where there's been no irrigation in this bed at all, and it's been in the hundreds and high 90s, so the soil should be nice and dry for us. Over there is where I have the elephant garlic. From here to here is where the hardneck garlic is, and all of this here is softneck varieties. We're gonna start by harvesting the softneck varieties first. There's something a little weird going on with a few of them. I'm gonna pull them up and I'm gonna show you what it is. Do you see right here? It almost looks like on some of them it's trying to grow another garlic bulb in the stalk. I wonder if these are going to affect the curing process at all. Like, this bulb needs to be eaten quicker and it's not going to be as good for long-term storage. So I'm going to research that. I've heard that the size of the stalk kind of indicates the size of the bulb. So I do have some skinnier stalks in here. So I'm curious to also see if that is true. Look at that. Oh, see, these are nice and small and you can see the stalk size difference. You don't want to wait too late to harvest your garlic when all of these leaves have died back. You want to try to harvest your garlic when there's 3 dead leaves. This one of them is dead and has already fallen off, so we have 1, 2, 3. Is because if you harvest them too soon, there won't be enough paper around here that's dry to cure them properly. If you harvest them too late when a bunch of these leaves die, what will happen is the individual cloves on this head will actually start to split open, and what it will try to do is it wants to start growing new garlic heads from each one of these cloves because it's thinking that it's going into the next growing season. So it seems like I harvested them at a pretty good time. I actually have 4 varieties of garlic planted in here: Susanville softneck, Chinook red hardneck, music, and the very last ones I know are the elephant garlic. And 2 of them I actually got from a farm that's local to me. I used to be a part of their CSA, local supported agriculture, and I was able to buy most of my sea garlic from them at a fraction of what I could buy it online. I did buy some garlic from M.I. Gardner. I bought music from him because his were pretty affordable. But when I was looking at just different online resources for seed garlic, you're looking at like $26 a pound for seed garlic, which is pretty pricey. And I bought it for about $6 a pound. And that is just another one of the benefits of knowing local farmers in your area, is that they definitely are willing to help you out if you build relationships with them. I wish I could tell you which garlic was what. I can't because I am pretty terrible about labeling, and you know that is my goal for next year. I am going to label everything. I am going to know exactly what I'm harvesting and where, but I honestly am not sure which is which. Do you see this? This garlic is harvested too late. It's actually already starting to split. So this should have been harvested probably a week ago, and this is trying to grow new garlic heads from each of these individual cloves. So this will have to be preserved right away. This will not be good for long-term storage. The same thing with this one. So I should have been out here probably a week ago and harvested these, but that's okay. They're not going to go to waste. I will show you in another video how to preserve this garlic. This one is the biggest one by far. Can you see how big that is? We got all the softneck varieties harvested. Now we're off to harvest the hardneck varieties. So I wanted to show you that this is hardneck, very stiff. The actual, you call it a hardneck variety because the stalk of it is very firm and not flexible, versus a soft neck. It's very soft and pliable. There's definitely pros and cons to your soft neck versus your hard neck. Your hard neck varieties usually give you bigger individual cloves. They give you a scape that you get to harvest as well, but they typically don't last as long. Their storage life is not as great. But your softneck varieties, they typically have smaller cloves, more cloves, but their shelf life is a whole lot longer. And you can actually braid your softneck varieties. Any garlic braid that you ever see in the store or at the farmer's market is gonna be a softneck variety because they're bendable and you can braid them, versus a hardneck, you can't braid it. Now that I've been in this garlic bed for about an hour working on this, I think I know which varieties are which. I believe the first variety that we were harvesting, this softneck variety, is the Susanville softneck. The one that I'm harvesting right now is the Chinook red hardneck. And the last few right there that we're gonna be harvesting are the music, and the very last ones I know are the elephant garlic. We're ready to go ahead and harvest the elephant garlic now. This is all the elephant garlic I planted, and I couldn't find my spade, so now we've got the big guns here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing compared to the size of my head. It's huge. I think I harvested this too late because I can feel that they're already starting to split in there, which is fine. I will just preserve them up and use them at a later date, but this is pretty impressive. This was a complete experiment, taking garlic cloves from around my property in the fall and throwing them in the ground, and I think this is a full success here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. It's so big, I can barely put my hands around it. That's how big this is. So I want to show you, this is the elephant garlic head that I just pulled up, and attached to it are these little baby cloves. And this must be what those cloves are in that stalk. I think that they're just little baby cloves, and maybe on not elephant garlic, like regular garlic, the baby cloves happen in the stalk as opposed to on the actual head itself. So from what I understand with elephant garlic is that it's kind of a 2-year cycle. So the first year you get these little babies, which are these, and you put these in the ground and they grow into one big clove. When I went around my property and harvested garlic, those one big cloves are actually what I planted in the ground last fall. And then those one cloves turn into this. And there's 3 stages to get from here to here. So when I harvest the garlic around my property, I'm just gonna do the same thing. When I find the ones with just one head, I'm gonna go ahead and plop those in the ground, and I'm gonna harvest them a little bit sooner because I know that this one hasn't split as much as the other 2. But I kind of damaged it when I was pulling it out. So I'm just gonna preserve all these, freeze them, dehydrate them. I'm not exactly sure yet. I'll take you along with what I decide. But I'm gonna save these little babies and I'm gonna throw these around the property. We got the irrigation system back on the bed. The next thing I need to do is research and figure out what I need to plant in this area so that no area in my garden is idle, because it's only July 1st and we have a lot of growing season left and I don't want to waste this space. We need to maximize our garden. So stay tuned and you'll know what's going to be going in there. So now we're going to start the curing process. What I've done is laid a layer of cardboard down and I put 1 layer thin of garlic. You want your garlic 1 layer thin so that allows airflow. A lot of people actually hang their garlic, but I don't have anywhere to hang this amount of garlic, so we're gonna go with this method. You want it out of direct sunlight. I put it under my covered porch for that reason, and there's good airflow in this covered porch area. The curing process takes about 10 to 14 days. You don't have to cure the garlic if you want to eat it right away, but if you want to have your garlic shelf stable or sit in the pantry for a longer period of time, you definitely have to cure it. When you're curing, you want the temperature below 90 degrees. When I looked at my temperature for the next 2 weeks, because this garlic is gonna be outside, not in a controlled environment, some people actually do like to cure their garlic in like a barn or a high tunnel or a basement or something like that, but I don't have the ability to do that. So I checked my weather and it's supposed to be about 85 for the next foreseeable future. And so I think this is gonna be a good time to cure this. When I look at the size difference between the varieties I planted, I'm pretty sure this is the Susanville and it definitely is for the win. These are probably the average size garlic cloves that I got, and I can't wrap my hand all the way around them. This is actually one of the larger heads of the hardneck variety I planted, and I can wrap my hand all the way around it. So definitely the size of the Susanville garlic is definitely my favorite so far. I'm super excited about it. I have a couple different preservation methods that I'm gonna do other than just curing and keeping fresh in the pantry. I'm gonna ferment a bunch. I'm gonna do some honey ferments. We're gonna make some garlic powder. I wanna show you how to braid garlic. We're gonna make some confit garlic, and I can't wait for that. That's gonna be so good. But we have to let it cure first so that it's gonna be easier for me to take out of the skins. If you guys have any tips or tricks on growing garlic, I would greatly appreciate that. Put them down in the description below, because this is only my first year growing garlic, so I don't really know what I'm doing. This is just all from what I've watched on YouTube. So I'm excited for so far what I've got, and I wanna make sure that I take care of this garlic because this is a lot of garlic, and make sure that I have enough to last for a year. This to me seems like enough garlic to last for a year, but I have no idea how to quantify how much garlic I use in a year because I feel like I use a lot of garlic. But I'm really excited where we're at right now. If you guys enjoyed this video or got any value out of it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more about what I'm going to do with this garlic or other stuff that I have going on around here, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to see any of my other videos, some will pop up right here. I hope you guys have a great day. I actually have to run to go pick up an Azure order, and so I should have probably left 15 minutes ago, but I wanted to make sure I got this done and finish this video out for you guys. So I will see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye, guys.